Good evening, Radcliffe.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, nice meeting you.
Pleasure.
Yeah, I'm Kingsley Oseibusu. I go by Kim Kwesi. You know, that's my nickname related with music. Yeah, so today it's a pleasure meeting Radcliffe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Radcliffe is a keyboardist. He's a keyboardist and he's an organist at St. John's Church at Stratford. So it's a pleasure meeting him, and I want to interview him, ask him questions about his musical journey since he's been playing organ. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I want to ask him his musical journey since he's been growing up till his age now.
Well, my name is Radcliffe Facey, as Kingsley mentioned, and I originate from Jamaica. Yes, my musical journey is coming from way back, from far, very far, you know. So it's coming from when I was about 16 years old. 16, okay. Going 17, yes. That's where my musical journey started from, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, so at the age of at a very young age, did any of your family members play musical instruments or?
Oh yes, actually music for me is generic.
Generic, okay.
Yes, it's coming from generation to generation. It's one of the things that you can identify the Facey's family with.
Okay.
Music.
Okay.
Once you say Facey, you say music.
Music, okay.
So because especially the male species of my family, most of them play an instrument or the other, you know. Yes, so even my aunt, who she used to use her elbow.
Oh wow.
When she run out of fingers to play the keyboard, she would use her elbow at some point, you know, even to select stops and all that. Okay. You know, so, and she taught her son, who goes by the name of Mike Thompson. He was Junior Mike Thompson. And he was a one-man band who he played several places, you know, entertained, you know, the Queen in Canada. And I think he played at the Royal Albert Hall in England here, yes, and several other places, you know. He was a one-man band, and he's very, very famous. Mike Thompson, yes, and he was taught by my aunt, by her mom, by his mom rather, yes. And so I'm coming from that generation.
Okay.
Yes, and my two children as well. They play.
They play. Okay. You taught them how to play?
I taught them how to play. You know, my son and my daughter, and they.
So how many children have you got?
Just two.
Just two. Okay.
Yes. Okay. My son, he learned the viola. Viola, okay. And he was playing with London Symphony Orchestra, the junior band.
The junior band, okay.
Yeah, but he gave it up now because he's too busy. And I taught him piano up to grade 3 level.
Oh, grade 3 level.
And he stopped when he was going to high school, and since then he hasn't picked it up as yet. But
okay, that's good. So taking from your early ages, from the age of 7, going up, you said your father used to play a musical instrument?
Yeah. He was a professional saxophonist.
Saxophone, okay.
Yeah. And even though farming was his profession, music was his passion.
Was his passion, okay.
And he used to have his own orchestra band.
Okay. Do you remember the name of the orchestra band?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really, yeah. And but I know he used to provide music for the community.
Okay.
Yeah, and
so he used to play for the community.
That's where he used to have his own dance hall.
Dance, okay.
And
kind of like concert, kind of.
Yeah. Okay. They put on, you know, those days you have quadrille and Mento and Kumina and all those old time music.
Yeah.
And he used to have people come and play with him. I mean, other musicians.
Sure,
so you'd employ them.
Yeah.
And they would get wages as well. Yes,
good,
and they provide music for the community. But he was the owner of that dance hall and the orchestra band. And you know, as the music as the years go, music change.
Music changes.
And so gradually, you know, his days are become, you know, obsolete, you know. Well, but actually those music's still alive and well, but it's just that people would, you know, gravitate to other music or, you know, move on to different
stuff. Okay, was he the one who taught you how to play?
No.
The organ?
My father, he could play the organ too, but not very skilled on it. He just like he could cover in churches for the organist when he or she didn't turn up. And he would play the piano as well. You know, some hymns and thing on the organ and the piano. But he never really taught us any instrument, how to play any instrument. No. And even though he had so many instruments, drum, piano, saxophone and all that, I don't know why he didn't really think of, you know, handing down the talent to his children, but it's in the blood, so actually it comes out, you know, eventually. So I went to the organist at the church that I used to attend in those days, and asked her if she could teach me to play, and she was happy to teach me to play. But it wasn't the organ, it was one of those things called harmonia.
Harmonia, okay.
There was one that you pedal, and you would get the sound comes up to the keyboard, and you'll get the effect of the sound from that pedaling. So the more you pedal, it's the louder it sounds. But it's just like I think that's where they get the idea of building a pipe organ from. Because you had to pump here into the pipe organ in those days to get the sound from it, and then electric come in, you know, that.
So at the church, that's when you first got your kind of like more organ lesson kind of.
Yes. So I would go for lessons, and I had to pay, and in those days it was difficult to find the money. So I had to, actually I didn't have to pay the organist, but because the church went under refurbishment at the time, then she couldn't give me lesson anymore after about 6 months. And then I had to go to some private tuition for lesson, and I had to pay.
You have to pay.
And so it's the same sort of harmonia organ they would have in their house. And then at the church now you have a 2-manual Yamaha with a half pedal board, and they wouldn't allow me to practice on that one. You know, so after getting lesson for a while with a gentleman called Mr. Codlin, then the organist at the church heard me play one time at Mr. Collins' house, and he said, then you can play for Sunday school at church, And that's when I was allowed to go on the big organ. But it wasn't a pipe organ, it's quite different from a pipe organ.
Okay, so that time, what age were you?
I was 16 going 17.
17, okay.
Yeah.
So did you play any band in Jamaica, or did you ever start playing around in the clubs?
Well, to be honest with you, we formed a band called the Faces Band.
The Faces Band.
Yeah, myself and my brothers and some cousin of ours and few friends. And we used to play, blow mouth organs, play guitar and keyboard, and you would have a keyboardist then. And you would have some guitar guys. 2 of my brother was guitarists, and I sometimes would play some of the keyboard a little, but my main instrument was blowing the mouth organ and sing. So we had this Facey band going, and it was going well until I leave the country.
Okay, so you said you left the countryside?
Yes, I went to the city. And so, the band was still continuing after I left, but after a while, they wasn't as committed as as before, and things. Then it fell apart.
Okay.
And people actually copy our ideas, and today,
they copied your ideas.
Yeah, that living music band is still exists in Jamaica, but not under our name.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. So that's where. So went to the city now, and that was a new life.
New life. Okay. What city was it?
Kingston.
Kingston. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Kingston, that's capital.
Yeah, the capital of Jamaica.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that time around, did you carry on with your music or playing around shows, concerts? Did you do anything?
Well, to be honest with you, it was not straightforward process. When I went to the city, it took me a very long time before I get around an instrument.
Okay.
Again, and because having been new in the community, in the place, I had to get settled in before.
Oh, okay.
And then, but the church was very helpful, and that's where I went and asked them if I could continue my
and what church was it that time?
Anglican church.
Anglican church.
Yes, I was always in Anglican church.
Okay.
And yes, and so having practicing on the piano, I asked the then organist now if she could teach me to play the organ.
Organ, okay.
And she asked me to do something on the piano before, and I did it, and she said, okay, what grade are you? And I told her that I wasn't at any grade at all.
Oh, okay.
And then she said I have to be like grade 5.
Okay.
Pianist. Okay. Before I can become an organist. And that would help me at a grade 5 level to become a better. And then I started to learn the piano now, seriously. Okay. Yeah, so I went to Jamaica School of Music.
Okay.
And there I started the piano officially. And it was a struggle because most of the things that I learned, and most of the time I would do a lot of practice on my own without any tuition from anyone.
Okay.
It's like self-taught then.
Self-taught.
And I realized that I have to unlearn them because I was developing up a lot of bad habits and wrong techniques and all that. So I had to actually unlearn all those things. And but eventually it worked out. And I did my time like 2.5 years at Jamaica School of Music.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so around that time, is that when, from Kingston, that's when you traveled to the UK? What time around did you travel to the UK?
Well, I traveled. It was long after being in Kingston because I've done a lot more journey in Kingston. I went back to school.
Okay.
And I've studied steel fabrication and welding. Structural engineer.
Yeah.
And so in all those times when I'm studying, I would be doing my music at the same time.
Okay.
So 2.5 years at Jamaica School of Music. One of my friend, her mom was owned a music school.
Wow.
And when she asked me once, how is Jamaica School of Music? And I said, it's going on, but they're killing me with theory, and I'm not so much of a theory person. I want to do practical thing. I wanted to play the instrument, not so much to know the theory. Yes, it's good, and they go hand in hand. But I want to see myself around the instrument, playing it, rather than to have history of music in my head. So when she asked me, she said to me, okay, she said, my mom teach music, and I could ask her if she could give you some lessons. And I said, okay, please. Go ahead. And she went and she asked her mom, However, the mom decided to meet me, and she said, their name is Cathy. That's my friend. She said, did Cathy tell you how much I charge per hour, or what my lesson? Right. And I said, no. She said, oh. She said, my tuition is very expensive, you know. But anyway, I will have a talk with her and I'll let you know, you know, if I can give you some.
So that time they were charging you tuition. Did she start to charge you tuition fees?
Well, after she, I waited a couple of days and Kathy came back to me and said, my mom said, you can come for some lessons.
Okay.
And I said, Kathy.
Was that for free?
I said, Kathy, so how much I have to pay now? And she said, don't worry about the money.
Okay.
You know. And for about 2 years, I got tuition for about 2 years without paying a penny.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, she was very kind to me. But things have changed because my job time changed.
Okay.
And I had to change the hours as well.
Okay.
I used to go for music like during my lunchtime.
Okay.
And then I couldn't do that anymore. I had to go in the evening. And now she couldn't stay in the evening. But she had an evening session going on at the time. And she told me that I could be a part of it, but I had to pay. Because the tutor who teaches in the evening need money. You know,
right.
so you know, so I have to pay. She said even half price, you know. So I started paying, but it was difficult, you know, because, you know, sometimes you tell me that, Radcliffe, I paid the teacher for you, but you have to pay me back, you know. So
she wanted money in return.
Yes, but anyway, it worked out until I did up to grade 4 exams.
Okay.
Up to grade 4 exam with ABRSM.
Okay.
Yeah, boy, yes. And then after that, when I was about to do my grade 5, I migrated to England.
Oh, okay, wow. So when you came here, did you start playing, and when did you start playing in, let's say, schools, or how did you start when you got here?
When I came here, it was like a new journey again. You know, it's like starting all over. I investigated where I could get some lessons, and I went to the library and they gave me all the information I need. Then I called up some, tutors, and the price was like 60-70 pounds per hour.
Oh, okay. That was for the piano or for the organ?
For the piano, because still I haven't gone on to the organ yet, because I'm trying to reach grade 5 in the piano. To get that, so that I can go on to the organ. And I went to the City Lit Institute.
City Lit, okay.
Yeah, it was 2 places I went to, Marley College and City Lit Institute, but Marley College was a bit difficult. They're very selective at the time.
Okay.
And then I went to City Lit Institute, and they took me on. But before they took me on, they gave me a test.
A test, okay.
To play something. And the lady said, "What grade you say you were?" And I said, "I'm grade 4 going grade 5, And she said, "No, you're a grade 3 student."
Student, okay.
And she said, "No." I said, "No, because I finished grade 4, I passed grade 4 exams, and I was going to do my grade 5, and I migrated before the time, And she said, "No, you are grade 3, and if we are going to take you, we have to take you as a grade 3 student." So, it was a bit daunting for me at the time, but then I found out that it worked for my better good.
That's good.
Because I actually have to redress to go forward, and it gives me more experience. I learn more, So, yes, I did my grade 5 there. No, I didn't do my grade 5 there. I practiced there for a lot, up to grade 5 level, because I didn't really take any exam at the City Lit Institute.
Okay.
Because it was more like a workshop.
Okay.
So what happened, you would perform before, like, 12, 15 students, and they would criticize, but it's constructive criticism, and you do the same to them and things. So actually you form a group of some friends and a workshop. So.
Okay. After City Lit, at what time did you move on to the organ? Start playing the organ?
Well, good question. While I was at City Lit, one evening a teacher a tutor looked at me and said, Radcliffe, your fingers are very huge.
Oh, right.
And you're not giving me that piano touch that I really expecting from you or from a student. I said, have you ever thought of learning the organ? And I look at her and said, Miss, I said, that is what I always want to do all my life.
Okay.
Learn the organ.
Okay.
And she said, are you serious? And I said, yes, to be honest with you, I am doing the piano.
Okay.
You know, as a stepping stone to the organ. And she said, okay, leave it to me, you know. And after the class, she said, come with me to my office, you know. And I went to her office with her, and she just took up her, she said, you're really serious about the organ? Because once you leave here, you know, I said, yes. And she just wrote something, stamped it, with the school stamp and all that, and said, send me to a place called Night Bridge, you know, St. Nicholas Church, you know, where they had organ lessons, straight to organist there.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and the man gave me some little lessons here and there and said, okay, yeah.
So after City Late, you were transferred to St. Nicholas Church.
Yes.
By your tutor. To have more lessons of organ.
Yeah.
And okay, can you please tell us what happened in St. Nicholas Church?
St. Nicholas Church was like a short history.
Okay.
It didn't. The school and the church didn't seems to continue for a while.
Oh, for a while.
And so then I was actually left out.
Okay.
In the ocean, sort of.
Oh, kind of.
You know,
okay,
yes.
Okay.
And so one of the lady who used to go to lesson there as well, you know, she had to find another place to study.
Okay.
And she said to me, Radcliffe, do you want to try St. Giles International Organ School?
Okay.
And I said, no, because I don't have those qualifications that they might be asking for.
Okay.
And she said, well, you never know. Perhaps it's a learning process and not so much of a, you know, qualification that you're going to gain a qualification rather than. Right. And so she gave me the website and thing, and I took it home and I throw it down, and you know, and then she linked me up again and called me and said, do you want me to contact them for you? And I said, oh yeah. And she contacted them for me, and she sent me the information, and she said, you know, so I went for a workshop down there one Saturday. And when I went there, I met this lady called Ann Marsden Thomas.
Okay, what's her name again?
Ann Marsden Thomas.
Okay.
She was the founder
of
the St. Giles International Organ School.
Okay.
And, you know, she put us all who went for the workshop, you know, to play something and all that. And then she said to me, Radcliffe, I would love to teach you the organ. And she said, your skills around the organ and your whole attitude is, you know, I would personally want to teach you. And I said, oh, I would love you to teach me and thing. But she didn't have the time really, because she was a busy lady. However, she sent me to, I decided that I want to study with the school.
Okay.
And she sent me to study with Rosemary Field.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's a very good tutor, Rosemary Field, a very good tutor. And I did my exams up to grade 4 level there, and I got merit in all my exams.
Oh, wow.
Merit.
That's good.
And I went on to grade 5, and I was about to do grade 6 now. And then the school have now changed to a Royal College of Organists. Took it over because Ann Marsden at the time was about to retire, and she didn't want the school to actually collapse.
Okay.
So she handed over to the Royal College of Organists. So we still under that banner today. Okay. So I still in contact with them, because they send me their newsletters and all that. And as soon as I'm ready, I can go back
Okay.
To
okay, so you did up to organ. What grade did you do up to?
Well, I did up to grade 6.
Grade 6.
But I stopped taking lessons.
Okay. Any reason why did you stop?
Yeah, because I was very nervous.
Nervous, okay.
And it's like the whole I grow, I realize when it coming up to exams, my hands are sweating and I'm very nervous. And at one point, Anne said to me, you know, Radcliffe, she withdrew me from an exam.
Okay.
And she said, look, you know, you are too nervous.
All right.
And I wouldn't like you to go up there and fail. There's not a student I've ever failed their history, years of history, you know, and she wouldn't like me to go up there and fail. She know I can do it, she said, but, you know, nerves is getting the better part of me. So she withdrew me from the exam, and she reimbursed me in lessons, of course.
Okay.
But that wasn't the point. The point was that I wanted to go for the exam. So from then, she sent me now to another tutor because she was, like I said, about to retire.
Right.
And she was, you know, dropping a lot of things, students, and she was more like training tutors now to go out and teach rather than private students. So and she sent me to another tutor, and I was going on with that tutor until, you know, my whole situation just changed. My lifestyle changed, and I took a break, and then I didn't go back from then.
Okay. So now, after going to the organ college, now you finished the college, you had a break from the organ lessons, you stopped. After that, did you take on any like concerts? Sorry. So after you finished doing your grades at the college, have you done anything? Have you played in the church? As far as I know, you play in St. John's Church. But apart from St. John's, do you play in any church?
Oh yes. I played in several churches.
Okay.
First of all, when I started learning the organ, in order to practice, you know, to prepare myself to go when I go back for lesson, you know, you have to, you know, perform the pieces that you got to learn. And so I had to go to churches to ask them if I could use their instrument to practice. It so happened as, you know, each church, they are very kind though, and they would tell you, yes, you could practice on our organ, but you only can get 1 day per week. You know, because, you know, every other day would be taken with meeting and services and all that. So I I played at several churches.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice. Can you name a few? Do you remember any?
Yes, St. Gabriel.
St. Gabriel.
St. Matthew's.
Okay, and where is St. Gabriel?
St. Gabriel is in Crickleywood.
Crickleywood.
Yeah. That's North London, Northwest London. And you play at St. Matthew's, which is Swiss Cottage.
Swiss Cottage.
I played St. Cuthbert.
Okay.
All those North London churches. And then come to East London, I played at St. Saviour and Forest Gate.
Forest Gate.
I played at the Catholic Church down the road there, St. Francis.
St. Francis, okay.
And I played at St. Gabriel in Crickleywood, in Walthamstow, and St. Matthew's in Walthamstow, and St. Emmanuel Parish Church in Leighton. Nice. And so I played at several places in England,
Okay, and so you've played in a lot of churches.
Yeah.
So are you in a band at the moment? Were you wishing to form your own band in the future, or like
no.
form your own?
I never thought of a band. No.
Okay.
I would want to be like a concert organist.
Okay.
But that is gone beyond me now, because I would have to, you know, start music from I was like 7 years old and practice on a regular basis, and those opportunities wasn't there.
Okay.
And there was a lot of stop and start in my journey, you know, coming up. So there's a lot of disadvantage there, you know, a lot of grounds to cover, and be a working man, a family man.
Okay.
And, you know, have work, home, and all those things.
Yeah.
It's not easy even to put in the weekly 2 hours a week to practice. It's not easy. So being a concert organist, it requires a lot of practice.
Okay. So how do you see yourself in 10 years' time?
Well, 10 years' time, let me see how old am I now. I might be retired then.
Okay.
And yes, and then I'll get more time to practice. So I actually wanted to open my own music school.
Oh, okay.
And teach music.
Okay.
So not really a band but I would love to teach music.
Okay.
And to have my, you know, just like what I used to see Mrs. Sicklin's, the lady who taught me, you know, would have my piano here, and I would have like 2 or 3 tutors who work along with me, and we train people to play music.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my dream as a person who retired.
Okay.
You know.
So apart from playing the organ with music, everything else, have you got any other hobbies? And did you learn anything apart from music? Oh
yes, actually music is just one of my hobby.
Okay.
Yes, I like I said before, I am by profession, I'm a steel fabricator and a welder.
Okay.
And I have done several other skills like painting, interior decoration. I sing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a trained singer. Okay. Yeah, I'm a voice trained singer. And I'm a trained pastoral care.
Okay.
I'm a trained evangelist.
Okay.
I'm a verger in the church. And
so verger at St. John's Church.
At St. John's Church, yes. And several others, DIY skills.
Okay.
That you know, yes.
Okay. So what is it so special about the organ that you like?
The harmony, the sounds that come from it. First of all, it is the king of instrument.
Okay.
It has all the instrument that an orchestra band that made up an orchestra band. All the instrument. And even if you don't find it on this organ, you'll find it on another. But the real, especially the 3 manual organs, you would find them on it, and 4 manuals.
Okay.
So you like the trumpet, like the saxophone, like the tuba, like the hobo and all that. You find a stop on it to represent it.
Okay, and that's on the pipe organ.
On the pipe organ.
Okay.
So every instrument that you see, even the bell that rings, the church bell, it's on the organ. You just pull the stops and the sound, you hear the sound. So because of that, if you know how to couple those stops together and couple the organ, one organ to the other, and select each stop that give you that sound, trust me, you cannot ask for more. The harmony that comes from it, it is something, really satisfying. And that's why I love the organ.
Okay. Thanks very much, Radcliffe, for sharing us your musical background.
Of course.
And we'll be very happy for you to play this music that you've chosen. And you've chosen Abide With Me. So why did you choose Abide With Me?
The words, I admire the songwriter who wrote it. Those creative words, putting them together, and what they are actually saying, it's a message. Abide with me for as far the evening time. There is a verse there that says, change and decay is all around I see.
Okay.
Oh, only God is saying, only God does not change.
Okay.
So, and if you look around the world today, from generation to generation, there are changes.
Okay.
But God is the same yesterday, today, and always.
Okay.
So those words, they are really profound. They are there as a reminder, and they pierce really deep in you if you listen to them. And to put it with the harmony, the voices singing, you know, four-part harmonies, and the organ along with it.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful. Thanks very much. Yeah. And here we go, Oh Lord my God.
That's another one where, you know, that I think it's one of the verse said that, oh Lord my God, when I'm in awesome wonder, consider all the world that hands have made. I've seen the star, I hear the mighty thunder, you know. And, you know, then sing my soul, my Savior God to thee. Everything is there, you know.
Yeah.
When you, I don't know if you come from the countryside, and that's why I always love the country. I have a passion for country, for countryside, where you can hear the birds singing, where you can hear the silence, the quietness, you know. It's all saying, it's in that song. And that's why I attach myself to them, because it's actually something that I grew up in.
Yes. That's beautiful.
Yes, it's wonderful,
beautiful
yes. Yeah.
Okay, and the third song, you've got Lord of all hopefulness.
Yes, actually that one is a very new one. I was flicking through some music the other day and I found it, and I tried it and I like it. I haven't even studied the words, but the tune, I love the tune very much, and it can, you know, I can find myself in it, you know, I feel, you know, some reward in playing it. Yes.
They're all beautiful songs anyway. They're all beautiful songs. Me myself, I would like to learn the organ one day.
Yeah.
Probably to take me quite a long time to get there.
Yeah.
Right now, little steps, probably I'll get there.
Yeah, well, there is a saying that what man has done, man can do. And so if you are really serious and you put yourself to it, you will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. Now, we would like you to play the organ for us too.
Of course, of course.
It was.
I must say before I go there, that this organ is need repairing.
Okay.
It's in a very, very bad condition. So there are funny sounds that will be coming from it. And it's leaking here and all that. So if it doesn't sound excellent as you know it, that the one that is well tuned, you know, there's another organ I would love for you to hear me play it. But
that's not here, is it?
It's not. It's in this country, but the opportunity is not there. Yeah. So we have to do with what we have. So just to let you know that.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure for you.
It's a pleasure as well. Yes. Yes. The couplers for the pedals, right? And these are the pedals stops. So each one of the pedal stops, you know, you couple them down. So this is for 3 organs. That's for the swell organ, which is that one, the great organ, and the choir organ. So I can use either one, but I'm ready for 3 of them at the same time. So this is a sub octave, which give you a higher pitch sound. I know that one swell octave, it give you a very high pitch as well. You know, these are trumpet, horn, double trumpet, and all those that I told you. You can find every stop, every instrument that, you know, made up an orchestra band on the organ. That's oboe, clarion, you know. And over this side, you have the clarinet. That's a stop for the clarinet, which sound so. And then you would find the flute there. You know. Then you'll find the trumpet. And then you would find, you know, all those. You have all sorts of different harmonic flute, which sounds are different from the top flute. And this little thing called mix is very important. It mixes all of the tunes them together. Some small pipes up there, and it will just, you know, color the tone. So it's a very, very nice, you know, good, nice opportunity to play around with this sort of, you know, instrument, with this sort of stops. You know, you can't get bored around this instrument, you know. So shall I play something now?
Yes.
Right. So like I said, these are finger piston. They are there to help you when your hands are busy and you can't release it to pull a stop. So you just use them, right? So they will push out and push out, right? See? So they push out and that. But you have to know what you are doing. These down here are the pedal stops now, right? And so these are the pedal. You use your feet, and you have to have the special organ shoes that you use, designed like a dancing shoes, to play the pedals, right? And so these are the stops. They will do the same thing that what the finger piston do. See them? And over this side, you do the same thing that the finger piston do, you know? But you have to know what you're doing, like I said. Otherwise, you will spoil your playing. So you have to know which one connects to which one you're going to change, what sounds you're looking for, and actually, you know, to give you the result that you're aiming for, right? So, like I'm going to start this hymn now, Lord of all hopefulness, and I have to make sure my stops are in good gear, okay?
All right.
Okay, so now I'm going to demonstrate a little of the organ to you, and you know, I'm going to start by turning it on there, and then I'm going to select my stops. Now, this bit, if you use this called piston, so if I use that, it will select some stop for me and both organ. And this is called the swell organ, and that's the great organ, and that's the choir organ. So there are 3 manuals, and there are 3 different organs, you know. So these are called the console, and the pipes are the organ. Okay? So I'm going to start by playing Lord of all hopefulness, Lord of all joy, right? I'll select some pedal stops there, and some couplers, and some pedal stops there, and some another couplers, right? That's a swell organ, right? Normally when you're going to play for a service or you know, you're going to play, you would give an introduction, which you play a little, perhaps half of the verse or a line or the whole verse for that matter, to bring in the congregation. So I'm going to do it like I would normally do it on a Sunday or whatever.